Hello, hello. I wish you well wherever you are located on our wonderful planet called Earth. My topics for today involves a superhero team. Well, actually, they more like a superhero team and an anti-team. As always, I like to give you a little brain teaser. So here we go. This team, they only have one member or one person on their world who can fight against the Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, Superman, etc. There may be others, but in the little episodes that I saw, that's a clue right there, because I said episodes. The little episodes I saw, there's only one person who can really fly. I haven't seen no one else fly yet. Only that one person. That's a clue. From so far that we've seen, only one person in his universe can fly. And he can fight against Superman, Hulk, Thor, etc. The next thing, this superhero team, they have all the basic ingredients of a superhero team. They have a strong man who can fly. They have a strong woman who cannot fly. They have a super speedster. Then they have a person who dressed in dark, all dark, and who's an expert fighter. So, if you have not guessed it, what I'm talking about, now I will spill the beans. I'm talking about the classic miniseries, or maybe ongoing series, because it was only 8 episodes. Only 8 episodes. I believe it came out in 2018. I'm talking about the group called The Seven. Now, I just now finished watching all of the episodes of The Seven. It was from 1 to 8. And I found that was the most engaging superhero series or movie that I've ever seen. What I liked about it, it has the premises, the hidden agenda of being all mutants. Because for the most part, everybody who has superpowers are born with their powers. But we later learned that they were genetically manufactured powers. It was no gift from God as they believed. They was manufactured almost like in a ultimate universe where mutants was created in the lab. So, I'm going to what I enjoyed about them most. What I enjoyed is that they was completely human. Even a person who seemed like he was on a Superman level, he seemed completely human. Even though he had some unruly tendencies, he laughed, he smiled, he cried, and he loved. But of course, he probably had all those emotions because he was actually still a human. As you know, Superman is not a human. So for all we know, Superman can be acting like a typical Kryptonian. Cold, heartless, the way they show him in the movies, with no emotions. This superhero team, including their typical strong man who can fly, show great emotions. And in addition to that, they display petty emotions. Petty emotions. Jealousy, anger, rage, revenge. They showed all those type of emotions. Yes, they did. It was one more thing I wanted to say about them too, but since I'm making this on the fly, it may come back to me. Also, yeah, this is the biggest point I like. Yes, it was a superhero movie. It was a superhero movie, but it didn't feel like a superhero movie. The acting in the Seven, if you watch it, was superb. It kept at least me riveted. I wasn't just involved with the characters' powers. You know, when we go see X-Men, we expect to see Professor Xavier use his mental powers. We want to see Magneto use his power. We go to see the X-Men to see Wolverine slice and cut people up. We go to see him with his healing factor. We go to most superhero movies just to see their powers displayed. We go to see Spider-Man, to see his spider sense warn of a danger. We go to see him jump, hop, skip, and jump. We go there just to see him swinging around. In most superhero movies, the so-called superhero cannot carry the movie in their normal human guise or without lifting something. Like we go to see the Hulk. The movie is never called Bruce Banner. It's never called The Incredible Bruce Banner. It's called The Incredible Hulk. So we go to see the Hulk. But with the 7, yes, we like their powers, but the powers seem to be a secondary event. It did. Because the actors, as I said, they was completely human. You was more engrossed on, or I was more engrossed on, how will this person act in situation X, Y, and Z. And that's it. The next thing I like about it, on the earth that we live on, there's no superpower. People, thank God, at least that we know of. But we do have actors. And that movie, the 7, the superheroes was basically actors. In the world that we live in, actors have bodyguards. For the most part, the 7, they didn't need no bodyguards since they had superpowers. But in this world, the actors have publicists, presenters. They had their group cronies around them. The 7 had their publicists. They had their directors. They had their stagehand circling all about them, telling them what to do and act. In this world that we live in, when actors get large and big, many of them get big heads. They become arrogant, boastful, proud. They look at the normal people as underlings. And that's how the people in the 7 behave. Yes, they had superpowers, but they was on the level of actors. And they went so far in the 7 that the people they were in movies, they were superheroes, but they starred in a movie. They may make a cameo on a television show. They had toys after them. They had games. They had coloring books. Everything that an actor would have. Like in Spider-Man. Spider-Man have toys. The Hulk have toys. But since the 7 in their universe was actually living superheroes, they had toys to represent their powers. The toys even talk. And since the superheroes lived in the world, when you had a talking toy, the talking toy had the actual vocal tone, vocal qualities, pronunciations of that superhero. And that's why I love that movie. Well, I'm sorry, not a movie. I love the series, the 7. If you get to see it, go see it. And also, like with every superhero, they have a weakness. All of them had a weakness. But you had to discover it. It was no hit. It was no weakness that you can discover on YouTube. You had to experiment with them, test them out, etc. to see their weakness. Another thing I loved about the 7 too, like I said, well, one thing that was different about the 7, they did have families. They did have families, but we didn't see all the families. But most of them that I saw, they had like brothers, sisters, mothers, etc. Because in the beginning, they were still human. They were just injected with a certain compound that gave them powers, as they discovered later on in the series. But you have to watch the series to discover what gave them their powers. And the more they got injected with that compound, the greater their power level would be, as you will see from that series. So I hope season 2 is more engaging and just as delightful as season 1. Then also, one thing about it, when I was talking about how they was actors, but they was actors with superpowers. You all know that actors in our world, most of them can't really fight. They may play an action movie, but Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, he's not really Rambo. Sylvester Stallone, he's not really Rocky. He may have a little boxing skills, but over time, you forget all about that stuff. Henry Cavill, who played Superman, he don't got no superhuman powers to be Superman. He just made his body get thick to be Superman. The person who played Batman, it used to be that famous actor, but I forgot his name. He don't have powers. But Batman never had powers anyway. But he don't have all the fighting skills as Batman. In that universe, they had powers and abilities. So if the publishers make them angry, they may kill the publishers on the spot. But they would have to hide it though. Because they can't let like an actor. The actor want the public to adore them. So the 7 wanted the public to adore them. So if they killed somebody, they would have to like hide it and cover it up to make it look like an accident, as you will see. But anyway, that's my take on the 7. I hope y'all should watch the series. It was produced by Amazon. If you like my comments about the 7, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comment to add about what you like about it, any mistakes that I made, because I make the video on the fly, I'm sitting in my car talking to my recorder. Give me your comments. If you'd like to share this, the other people who like the 7, who may be interested in the 7, share. Until the next time, peace.